Just because you see someone make a face does not mean that they're being disrespectful. It doesn't mean, oh, you can control that. I don't even know I'm doing it, sir. How can I control something I don't even know is happening? Put a mirror in front of my face. I'll straighten it up.
I cannot be up there in front of 200, 300, 400 people talking about whatever professional thing I'm talking about with my face saying I would rather be in bed sleep, or I'd rather be home playing the game, or I'd rather be looking at my woman naked. My face needs to match the environment or the people that I'm.
Am I not
Yeah,
explaining this
hold on, Bo.
correctly or
No,
something?
you explained it perfectly. People,
Yeah, I
Because
don't
if
think
I'm
it's the
not,
same thing.
Bo, you explained it perfectly, right? This is the thing. People, nobody's cognizant of nothing that they do. When we get into arguments and we start raising our voice, we don't know that we raising our voice until somebody
hear
let
it,
us know.
Right.
I think you guys give us this. We're supposed to know how to deal with your emotions. I think that's a fallacy. We have to grow to learn how to deal with your emotions, in my honest opinion. Most men are not built like that by default. So what we like to do is to try to arrive where we can comprehend or make it make sense, make it simple. And we do hold you to an expectation that you're a grown person. So don't arrive like an infant.
If I feel like I have to respond in that way, where like I'm yelling or I gotta cuss the person out, we're having a disagreement, like I'm not even gonna be with a person where I gotta be like that. Like it just doesn't make sense to me.
that's really why I'm here. If y'all really want to know why the Lord put me on this panel, it's really because a lot of people have very like limited thinking. Um and so I'm not saying any of what was said was wrong. I am adding to it because there are other things that exist in the world. Honestly, some people cannot help their facial expressions. If in fact it wasn't for the fact that I can actually see myself, oh, there's no telling what kind of facial expressions I'd be making. I stop myself a lot because I can see myself. Now, I will admit that eye rolling and doing all of the things and making noises, yes, you can help that unless you have impulse control issues. And then there's medication for that. However, comma, if someone is saying something really aggressively, my Lord Jesus, my facial expression changes. My facial expression changes with whatever energy is coming at me. So if you're sending energy, it's going to read all over my face. It's not necessarily like that I have an attitude, or it's not defiance or disrespect. Like literally whatever energy you give me, it's probably going to read on my face. So if it's aggressive on my face, you probably need to calm your ass down. But like I want us to stop putting like labels on everything. Just because you see someone make a face does not mean that they're being disrespectful. It doesn't mean, oh, you can control that. I don't even know I'm doing it, sir. How can I control something I don't even know is happening? Put a mirror in front of my face. I'll straighten it up. I don't even know what's happening right now.
Well,
So, like, huh?
how many times would you let somebody that you love or know that's around you walk around you and be musty before you told them?
That is
Just,
different. I
no, it's
can
not.
smell that. You
It's
can't
Different. You can
see
smell
your
yourself
own
before anybody
face,
else can.
Willie.
Again, right? Being self-aware is the problem. And if you know that you have a problem and you choose to accept it, then again, that's a lack of discipline or prioritization on your point.
It is not, Willie. How do you stop something you literally do not know is happening in that moment? I literally do not know that I'm making a face unless I'm looking at my face.
I
And
mean,
how many times can you look in your own face?
I
Just
learned
put
it.
on
Bo,
a
listen.
mirror.
I learned it being in the
Hold on.
military. I learned it playing poker. I learned it dealing with women. Like it's
And I
just
have done none of that. Well, I've
again,
done one of those,
all
but
three of those things caused me to be intentional about disciplining
done one of
myself
them.
against doing that thing. That's why. You know,
But
like so. For example, if I have to go give a speech somewhere, I cannot
mhm.
be up there in front of 200, 300, 400 people talking about whatever professional thing I'm talking about with my face saying I would rather be in bed sleep, or I'd rather be home playing the game, or I'd rather be looking at my woman naked. I can't have
Well,
my
of
face.
course.
So again, right? My face needs to match the environment or the people that I'm talking to. Your
Right.
when you're
That's
with
what
your
you said, energy.
That's what I just said, Willie. If
No.
you're
Like
said,
giving
said
me
that.
that
control it.
energy, if you're giving me you ought to see me look at some post on social media. If someone is yelling at the phone, I literally have like watched a video and literally went to record something and saw my face and I was like, Jesus Christ. Because whatever energy is coming at me, that is what my face is going to do. So my face is a reflection of your ass, not
I think
me.
it's I
Right.
think
You
it's
For
see what
us
I'm
in
natural
this
saying?
to
case.
I think
Right.
it's natural to have to typically have those responses, right? But if you know that this is an issue, or if you know that you're someone who wears your emotions on your face, then it's about being intentional. I think I don't know if it was Mont that said something about it, like the kids. Like I know, my daughter could make faces all she wants behind my back, right? But in front of me, like you better have a certain level of respect. So if I see something like that, I'm gonna say it. So I think it's the same thing.
Am I not
Right.
Yeah,
explaining this
hold on, Bo.
correctly or
No,
Yeah,
something?
I don't think
you
it's. I
explained
don't
it
think it's.
perfectly. People,
Yeah, I
Because
don't
if
think
I'm
it's the
not,
no,
same thing.
Bo, you explained it perfectly, right? This is the thing. People, nobody's cognizant of nothing that they do. When we get into arguments and we start raising our voice, we don't know that we raising our voice until
you
somebody
hear
let
it.
us know.
Right.
But you're not self-aware in that moment a lot of times. Eventually you get to a point where you hear it, right? But when you start to escalate, you don't know that you escalating until you in the thick of it a lot, right? But
Sometimes.
for the most part, right? A
But
lot of the
but
things that we do, these things, it takes work. But I think what we're saying is we're not willing to put in the work. It absolutely takes work to work on these things.
it is
Yeah, I
it
love my
is two
expressions.
different things. But it's two different things. If my face is frowned up, I probably do not know it for real. But if I'm rolling my eyes, I know I'm doing that. If I'm
Right.
like, I know I'm doing something like that. But there are subtle facial expressions that you literally do not know what you're doing. Also,
That's not what we're
if
arguing
I'm
about, though.
doing that, hold on. But I'm saying there are certain things that people do get offended by, but that is not my problem. That is a personal problem. If you have a problem with the facial expression that you are creating, if you are if you're pushing a certain sort of energy to me that is making my face literally scrunch up and I don't know it, and simultaneously you have a problem with it, that's your problem. That ain't mine.
Uh,
You need to calm your motherfucking ass down. And
Bro, that's your
maybe
choice. That's a
no, it is
choice.
not. If I don't
100% it's
know
a
that I'm
choice.
making you know what?
So
It
this
don't even
this is the
matter.
thing,
Bro,
right?
if I'm rolling my eyes and scratching my face,
Well,
I know
it's
what I'm
okay.
doing.
It's
Like
okay. It's okay. Because
the
men are
crazy,
going to
the
continue
craziest
to
shit in the world
defend
that
Bo
I
that.
slow.
heard said a
Bo
long
slow.
time is that a man can make you do something. It's so convenient now that men can. It's our fault we make y'all do bad shit that we don't like. But again,
It's
being
nobody's
si-
I ain't
fault.
even talking about
You
men.
do
hold on.
that
Now, I
if
will
you
give
don't
you that.
like it.
Being single, it makes sense for you to think that way. That shit doesn't work in relationships because if men apply that same logic, I'm just following the logic here that you are making him do something. We'll be back at the time when y'all's heads are going between washer and dryers again because a lot of niggas can only express themselves physically. Some niggas don't know
Can
that,
y'all
damn,
get
you pissed
loud?
me off and now I done punch somebody in the forehead. Some dudes are like that. Or just to use the
Y'all
apple,
get loud. Y'all
some
change your
some
tone.
niggas don't understand like that when you interrupt them, like they'll be like, bitch, shut up. That's not what they meant though, but that's just their natural, that's how they respond. Or they'll be like, bitch, shut up on their face, and y'all know what that looks like, and it's not kind. It's not compassionate and it's not cool, and y'all wouldn't accept that. So stop trying to say that men should accept you guys for not doing the work that you know you need to do. The reason why I use the nigga being musty example is because once you make somebody aware of a problem, it is on them. So if the first time you tell a nigga that he stinks and then you see him beginning, he still stinks, that nigga has chosen to stink. If a man tells Paris that her face is fucked up and that's why he's not fucking with her no more, and then she doesn't do anything about it, and the next nigga tells her the same thing, she has chosen to accept that. That's the problem. There's a choice that you guys are acting like we're making for you, and you're making it for yourself.
Yeah, also, I tell these guys all the time that tone matters, right? And all they say is like tone don't matter, tone don't matter. These niggas is making a choice that they want to talk to y'all however they want to talk to y'all, and that's the choice that they making.
I
That
think that
is
a lot of
true.
the ladies, as I was hearing all you guys discuss this, I don't think that you guys, and I'm gonna say this against the men, and this is in general, I don't think you guys understand that most men are not equipped to deal with your emotions. So by baseline, what they would like to do is for you to arrive at where they can understand you, in my honest opinion. That's not to remove what the fellas was saying in the fact that you are responsible for yourself, but maybe we're not giving you the right words or the right context. The reason why we compare it to the job is because we're observing your ability to arrive at a place to where you're probably not comfortable. You probably don't feel safe, like Restoring was saying, but you know how to arrive. But somehow, some way, from what I gathered from Restoring, there's an expectation that in a relationship, it's an intimate, soft space. But I think you guys give us this, we're supposed to know how to deal with your emotions. I think that's a fallacy. We have to grow to learn how to deal with your emotions, in my honest opinion. Most men are not built like that by default. So what we like to do is to try to arrive where we can comprehend or make it make sense, make it simple. And we do hold you to an expectation that you're a grown person. So don't arrive like an infant. And I think that that's fair. But it sounds like you guys are giving
Right.
us more credit maybe we should have until that man has grown to learn to deal with you on an individual level. At least that's my opinion.
I
That's
agree. That's why
So
when I had that,
can I say a few things really quick? Um,
yeah,
that's not fair that so we are opposite from men, right? We're women, we're not men, and you guys tell us that all the time, right? So if we got to learn you guys and got to understand you guys, then we should have that same respect or energy given back towards us. So men know that women are emotional, they know that these are things that we do. So to be able to get to understand them instead of complain about them and say you need to fix them, because there's a lot of things that you guys do that we had to learn and understand as well, instead of complaining and telling you need to fix it so I can understand it. Two, Will, I caught that little sidebar.
I didn't sidebar.
B,
I
I
gave
will
you
shut
an
up.
example because it was a
Yeah.
logical point, and I wanted to make sure you understood it. I'm the most direct nigga
No.
on the internet, so it's never a sidebar for me.
No, no, no. I mess with you. I mess with you. But yeah, I don't think it's fair to say that we need to control something that we just naturally do, and we're not coming off disrespectful or tend to come off disrespectful. So I can understand if I'm doing something with the intention of disrespecting you, but for men to just say, "Oh, I just felt disrespect because you made a facial expression," it's like, dang, like that wasn't my intention. That I express myself, my is written all over my face all the time. So to say, well, you need to fix that because I feel like you disrespecting me, is like, come on
Men
now.
are never complaining
But it's
about it
all
when
good.
they know that it was the intention wasn't to be disrespectful. By the time a man is complaining about your face, you've given him a reason to complain about it by being disrespectful blatantly sometimes, or being passive aggressive or condescending or whatever the thing it is he's talking about. But you're saying like the problem is that the only people who care about fair are race judges and women, like first, second, third,
Mhm.
and like in competitive and referees. Like man, we don't give a shit about what's fair because it's not fair that we have to give more and sacrifice more for a relationship than what we tend to get in mass. That's not fair. But you don't see men talking about what's fair. Or I one of the worst things that happens in this space is that we have to have conversations based on how y'all feel. Like, because you start off, well, I feel like, well, I don't, I think it's never anything about like what you believe. Like, so you saying, well, I feel like I don't think it's fair because again, we are different. So we're not asking you to accept, you're asking us to tolerate you being emotionally lazy. And that's not, and that way, if you want to say what's fair now, that's what's not fair. A man has to do what it takes to control his emotions because our emotions tend to manifest themselves physically, stress, violence, whatever. We are taught from the time we are babies to not hit girls, to treat girls kindly, to be nice. Y'all are never taught or expected to be respectful to men, to be kind to men. So if you're saying that if we talk about what's fair, to be honest, it should be a lot easier to be fair for it. I mean, for y'all to fix your face than it would be for a man to want to express himself harshly when he's talking to you, physically when he's talking to you. But the problem is y'all are ran by your emotions and not logic, because logically saying that it's not my fault, I don't know, after someone's made you aware for it is just simply illogical. Go upstairs.
Well, that's also throwing in the fact that women, like some women's reaction is like to control themselves physically too. I think sometimes we get so much into like separating that, like that we are like this, like sometimes I'm like this moment of like this separation is like, yes, my controlling right now my emotion where I'm making a face is I'm not being nasty and saying something nasty. I'm thinking about what I'm like, what's actually happening, what's going on. I'm not physically reacting either, because it's not as if women sometimes don't want to put their hands up either. So when
It's
I'm saying just a face, I'm talking about the person, just like the scale of what we're talking about disrespect is just their face. There's so many other things that they have actually suppressed in that expression in that time too.
But we're talking about the face though. And the reason why
Yes.
women don't physically express themselves to men, because you know what the consequence is. And the majority of y'all will get dog walked if you hit a man that's willing to hit you back. The reason why so many women think that it's okay to hit men is because for the past 3 decades, men have been being told it's not okay to hit women. That's why y'all do that. Because if you knew the consequence of you putting your hands on a man was guaranteed to be you getting beat the fuck up by a stronger human, you wouldn't even consider it. That's the point. It's not because you know that it's the right thing to do. It's not because you think that it's a kind thing to do. It's when you want to put your hands on a man is because you think you can get away with it. Like my grandfather gave me pre-game. He said, "You've any bitch that thinks she can beat up niggas has never met a nigga that beats bitches." For women who think they can put their hands on men all arbitrarily and walk away scot-free have never been with a man who really will beat a woman's ass. They've only been with men who will take that shit, run, call the police.
But we don't have to be extreme to actually putting hands on. But there's a lot of things that we are withholding. Just we could be getting loud. We
I
could
use
be
her
ready to say
example
something that's really
specifically.
gonna hurt your feelings. I know. I'm just that's why I'm still changing the example, but making it relevant to what she's saying. Like, because we could still, be holding ourselves back from getting loud, getting irate, getting out that feminine energy that you love so much, start cussing you out, start saying things that's really going to hurt your feelings. We can do that too, but instead we hold it in and maybe have a couple of facial expressions here and there to keep from doing that.
But if you can do all of that, then control your face. You can do that too.
Oh, thank
So
you.
like,
We will.
that's, I mean, some of y'all won't, but if you can do all of the other hard stuff, controlling your face should be the easiest part of all of that.
But when
I'm
I'm
just
ready to
still trying to
control it, I need to take
understand
your
with
your
having a
poker
actual
class.
conversation with the person in general. On what planet are we not using our faces? I'm because I wasn't even like going to the extreme of like necessarily even just rolling eyes, just even a scrunch of a face. It's this moment of like,
I don't
when
think that's
does
what we're
it?
talking about though.
Okay.
The
So
scrunching face,
what are you
like
talking
what you're.
about?
So again, this is the thing, right? We're having to define. Well, not for you, Miss Mac, but more so for you, Paris. You're trying to ask us to define the stuff that should be common sense, Miss Mac. None of us men up here are talking about when you scrunch your face, but the rolling your eyes, you know what I'm saying, the smacking your teeth, the pursing your lips, those things, that's what we're talking about. The stuff that you do intentionally to be disrespectful when you want to, the stuff that you don't do when you're talking to your boss. That's the stuff that we're talking about. That it's like, this is the problem. We had these conversations with women. Y'all keep trying to make, not you all, but some of y'all keep trying to make us like explain the common sense shit, because if we, then you attack the part that we like, again, the unsaid part. It should be common fucking sense that if I say, "Hey, we're just hypothetically we're in a relationship," I'm like, "Miss Mac, hey, what happened to the trash?" And you scrunch your face. Like, I'm not going to take that as disrespect. It's going to be more confusion. But now if I'm like, "Hey, what happened to you doing so and so?" and then you roll your eyes or smack your teeth, you know exactly what you're doing. So giving you credit, you said you can do all these things. I can control my mouth. I can control, my tongue. You can control your face too. You just have to want to. And I think that since a lot of y'all feel like that if I do these things, you should give me some leeway because I don't do this thing. And that just goes to show that women try to extrapolate to the power of everything. If they do one thing along a path of choices, along a procedure, they get the first step done, they should get credit for the other 8. And that's just not how life works.
Well, now that you
Anybody?
put it like that, yeah, I guess we should have had common sense because I didn't think about it just in those particulars. I thought we was talking about just all facial expressions when it comes to conversations.
To
So
be
that's
fair,
the
that's
reason
what was
why.
said originally.
Yeah,
That was
that's
that's
what
what was said originally,
I
to
was
be fair. I
thinking.
think that's where the confusion comes
Yeah,
from.
I didn't know
Is that
you were
the
saying
goalpost
just
is moved.
rolling eyes and smacking teeth.
Well, originally I specified that we're not talking about the basic shit. I was very clear in that. We're talking about things that were disrespectful. I think it's at the hold on. Just I keep a bunch of tabs open. It's around the 3 hour. I mean, excuse me, the 3 hour and 22 minute mark. So again, like I'm very specific about what I'm talking about. So originally, that's not what was said. Because what I was speaking to was it should be common sense that some of these emotions aren't the problem. We're not talking about you being, sad, more emotionally frail, crying when you see Lion King, fucking Fruitvale Station, whatever. Like if I watch Top Gun Maverick, I might I sweat a little bit being a former Navy guy. We understand those emotions. We're talking about the ones you guys use in aggressive situations or combative situations where the intent is to be disrespectful. But I shouldn't have to explain that to a panel of adult women that aren't the hyena bitches that we tend to have to explain these things to because I hold you guys all above that standard.
I think there's a show to be hatched after this disconnect of facial expressions, women having the room to express themselves from a safe space. I think there's a show to be had from this, from my observation.
Okay.
I
I
guess
do.
for
I think my thing
Nope. Go ahead, Jay, because you don't hardly say nothing.
oh no, I just think that if I feel like I have to respond in that way, where like I'm yelling or I gotta cuss the person out, we're having a disagreement. Like I'm not even gonna be with a person where I gotta be like that. Like it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't want to have to if the person I'm with, that's supposed to be my peace. I shouldn't have to cuss at them or raise my voice. Like we should be able to have a conversation. If we can't have a conversation, like I saw all this prior to getting, with somebody, unless I just jumped into it without, really taking the time to consider. But that's not even, nah, that's not something I would even want to entertain.
So I would say I think that overall this whole discussion for today, I think that just people aren't most people, men and women aren't marriage minded. I think we're all focused on finding the perfect person instead of becoming the right person. And I think that's the problem. That's all.
I would like to just say that I am generally a very respectful person. I generally tend to respect those who respect me. And so, if in fact someone does disrespect me, I'm going to hell. And so, Blue Chew crew, be warned. I was very good tonight. Um, the people on the panel, especially Lapeef, saved your lives tonight. But they will not be able to hold me back for much longer. Something is brewing up inside of me, and if you all do not learn to respect me the same way I learned to respect you and stay out of y'all business, then you all will see me go straight to hell. So we either gonna stay here in this realm or I'm taking it straight to hell. The devil's balls, by the way, his nutsack, and it's very hairy, and I'm gonna put your face all in it. So leave me alone, and I will leave you alone. That is it. That is all.
You just gotta ignore it.
Like
Shout
I
I
know
out to
you,
the
I know,
will.
and
I
I know you don't
did.
have
I
balls,
have.
bro. But to be fair, nut hair doesn't hold up well in under flame. So I don't think the devil has hairy balls. Just to
The
think
devil's
logically.
not in the flames. He puts everybody else in the flames. His hair is just fine. It's
I mean,
very sweaty, and I'm sure it's stanky, and I'm going to put their face all in it. You raggedy.
that's
So yes, I have been ignoring it. I have been very, very calm about it. They have been extremely disrespectful, taking personal shots. I just would like to forewarn because I always warn people before I do it. I'm like, all right, calm down. Don't do it. Leave me alone because I'm leaving you alone. And if you refuse to do it, It's just a short search on the internet. It's just a short search on the internet. I'll find you.
Bro, don't
find
nobody
I
hold
love how
nobody.
passive you are. I love how passive you are.
No, do that shit on the show. Don't be trying to go on your own panel and do that shit. Get JR that
No,
content. What
it's
you
gonna
bro,
be here.
yourself?
I'm going to find them. I need the ammunition
Do
first.
that shit on the show.
I am.
Like,
But
find them on the show and then change their background to their face.
I am. I have to go do some research first.
Okay.
And I'm going to have I'm gonna have it in the clip. And then when I let it off, y'all shut up and don't play
Right.
victim. Don't you
Hey,
play victim. She
Hey, I know we
taking
still
shots
live,
at
right?
people.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm
Yeah.
I feel like I have to sell a course on this because this you're talking my language now.
Yeah. Oh, this Virgo gonna Virgo all day long.
Oh,
That's my
you're a
final
Virgo?
thought.
I don't know shit
Oh
about
yeah.
that.
So am I.
Psychopath immediately.
Wait,
And
I'm
it's
not
I'm gonna show
psychopath
you.
though.
Virgos,
No.
most psychopaths. I mean, not most, but a lot of psychopaths are Virgos. Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.